Lads, welcome back to another match reaction. Now, I'm here on my own today because we couldn't get Hal's video working. Not his fault, completely my fault, my PC's fault. It's one of them things. We still managed to do the watch along live, but we couldn't get him on this match reaction. So anyway, I'm going to be running you through it. It feels a bit weird me doing a video on my own because I've been doing so many videos with Hal recently. So yeah, as you can see on screen, this is the team that faced Preston North End. It finished 2-2. I thought by the end of the game that we probably deserved the win. Looking back on the chances and stuff, maybe I was wrong. I think I was wrong because Preston were by far the best team that we've played in pre-season. Derby caught us on the break a couple of times early on in the last game, but it really felt like we were pushing them further and further back. But in the first half, we were probably the better team early on. Then Preston came back into it, really forced us back. And then we came through stronger towards the end of the half. The second half, Preston were pretty good. I think it was probably quite a 50-50 second half. So we'll go through the team and then I'll talk about the goals and stuff like that for those who haven't seen them. Obviously the Blades will be putting them out anyway. But yeah, it'd be great to hear what you think in the comments as well, guys, because I've got quite a few strong opinions on a few players. So here we go. First of all, the subs bench is still a very young bench. So I'm very looking forward to seeing McGoldrick back. Obviously, there's loads of players on international duty, all the Irish lads, Sander Berger, even Aaron Ramsdale. I completely forgot that he was in the England under-21 squad. So yeah, this is the team. Wes Foderingham played in goal. Chris Basham, Jagielka, Jack Robinson. They've pretty much, I think they've played every game together. I think Egan did play in Scotland, but these three have played the last two games. And they've looked solid-ish. I think Bash has been very solid at the back. Not done as much overlapping as I would have liked to have seen, but sometimes you can't do it. Phil Jagielka in this game, as well as the last one against Derby, I thought Jags has been a bit sluggish, very slow. And I know that he's getting on a bit, but he has lost all his pace and he does struggle to keep up with players sometimes. Hal had a different perspective on Jagielka, so each to their own really. Like I said, I'd like to hear people's thoughts in the comments and stuff. I thought Jack Robinson has probably been our best defender in the whole of pre-season. I've really been surprised how well he's performed. And don't get me wrong, I thought Jack Robinson was great, kind of like towards the back end of last season when he came in for Jack O'Connell. But Jack O'Connell definitely is definitely a step up from Jack Robinson, but he's certainly not done himself any damage in pre-season. I didn't tell you about Wes Foderingham, probably for a good reason. I thought he was a bit dodgy against Derby. And again today, he made a few half-decent saves. Nothing really that he should have let in. They hit the post early on. He made a great save with his foot. Couple of shots straight down his throat. But the last kick of the game saw Preston kind of snatch. I'm going to say snatch a point. They don't get anything for this game, but snatch a draw, shall we say. And he came out and he just didn't look very convincing. I think he got pushed about a little bit by the attackers, and it ended up in the back of the net. I just feel like if that was either Ramsdale or like Henderson from last season, or Egan was playing and Jack O'Connell was playing, that wouldn't have happened. It was a bit annoying to concede that goal. Like I said, Preston probably deserved something out of the game, but it was just a bit annoying to let a goal in that late in the game. We've not been doing that in the last couple of seasons, so yeah, a bit poor to see that. But again, Jack Robinson didn't play much football last season for us. Jagielka barely played anything. Foderingham is new to the club. it's going to happen, isn't it? Especially in pre-season when they've not been playing for a few weeks. Then we'll move on to Bulldog. Bulldog was great. Bulldog did what Bulldog does. This is quite tough for me to say because Bulldog is one of my favourite players. His final ball sometimes leaves a little bit to be desired because he got into a really good position in the box and he dropped his shoulder a few times and just couldn't get round the player or couldn't get the shot away. Where I thought if it was on the other end and Stevens was kind of getting himself into that position, he'd have moved it quickly and had a shot straight away. But yeah, Baldock was brilliant again, as he always is. Very, very fit, up and down, very strong in the tackle, doesn't kind of, leaves everything on the pitch, shall we say. Keane Bryan was fantastic. He was fantastic when he came on against Derby. Even though it was kind of only 10-15 minutes, and he was fantastic today. It was great to see him play. I think he played the full 90. I don't remember seeing him come off. And to be fair, we've got no one on the bench that we will bring in that position because obviously Stevens is on island duty and Norrington Davis has gone out on loan to Luton, which is great for his career. Then we move on to the midfield. John Lundstram, great to see him back in a red and white shirt. Didn't notice him too much, but everything he did well. Everything that he did well. Ben Osborne was everywhere, yet again. Ben Osborne is just brilliant, and I hope he gets a lot of game time next season. He might even start the season. We don't know. I think it would be really tough to leave him out, but at the end of the day, Fleck is probably our best player, so it will be harsh, but I feel like Wilder would have to make the decision to put Fleck in there. But Osborne, again, excellent performance. Possibly man of the match for me again. Him and Keane Bryan I thought were excellent down that left-hand side. Me and Hal alluded to in the live stream that it looked like they've been playing football together for all the career. Norwood, didn't notice him too much. Put a few half-decent balls into the box from set pieces and corners and stuff. We didn't obviously convert anything from it, but yeah, I thought Norwood did all right as usual. No errors, nothing like that. Sharpie did all right, held the ball up well at times. I thought McBurney, he did well for the first goal. I'll go through the goals in a second. Charged about a little bit, didn't have many attempts on goal, if any. Didn't really do much in the final third. Neither did Sharp, especially in the first half. But we played some nice football into the strikers, back out. It was great to see him playing kind of like the way that we played last season. As Hal said in the stream, McBurney, it looks like we're going to have a big season from him. Whereas Sharp started every single game, so I'm not sure why Wilder's starting Sharp for every game unless he's going to start him in the Premier League season. We don't know. We just don't know. So, Moose came on as a sub and then went off again. Hackford came on and Regan Slater came on. Regan Slater did really well. Played a couple of poor passes at times, but looked really good. Looked like he'd been playing this kind of our way for years. It was great to see him passing and moving and stuff. Moose had some good moments, but did miss a glaring one-on-one. So anyway, let's get into the goals. We started off really well. They came into it a bit and then we got the goal. The ball came in from Keane Bryan. They didn't clear it. McBurney picked it up, held him off a little bit, laid it off to Lundstram. Lundstram was always looking for the ball on the kind of just inside the box and then just slotted it in the bottom corner with his left foot. Obviously Lundstram is a two-footed player. Loves smashing a ball from one end of the pitch to the other with his left foot, and it was great to see him just caress that ball into the bottom corner with his wrong foot. Excellent finish, really good from McBurney holding the ball up, and excellently finished off by Lunny. Preston had an odd one or two good shots in the first half, but they certainly had a glaring opportunity. Scott Sinclair went through one-on-one when Bash kind of jumped in for the ball and completely missed it. Went through one-on-one with Fotheringham, smashed it across the face of goal, hit the post. It came back out to a Preston player, but he put it into the side netting when kind of all the goal was there to be aimed at. Open net, put it wide. It was fizzing at him quite quickly, but he did put it into that side netting. And thank God for that, because Fotheringham was exposed, to say the least. In the second half, Jagielka got caught Their player was going in behind. I'm not sure. I think it was their striker. Jack Robinson came across, thought he could just nick the ball, didn't, took the striker out. And I didn't think he'd given a penalty, but because these camera angles are so poor in these pre-season games, they're just all over the place. It just feels like when the camera angle's gone from there to somewhere else, you feel like, oh, the referee's just played on. But he hadn't. He'd given a penalty. It eventually came back. The camera angle came back to the goal. And Daniel Johnson sent Wes Foderingham the wrong way. Not sure in which order this happened, but Ben Osborne hit the angle in between the post and the bar. Really, really good effort. It would have been tough to beat the keeper from where he was from, and it was a really good effort. But then Ben Pearson handled the ball, and it was a little bit harsh, but it probably was a penalty. Lys Mousset tried to turn, tried to push it past him. It bounced up, and it kind of hit his hand, and then he kind of pushed it into his own path. So it looked like he kind of handled it and got an advantage from when he'd handled it. So obviously they gave a penalty. Billy Sharp steps up, smashes it in the left-hand side of the goal. Exactly what he would have wanted to do against Dundee United when he hit the post. But Preston still came back at us, kept going and kept going and kept going. And eventually, they got a corner. Paul Gallagher put it into a beautiful area. But really, when he's putting it in that area, the keeper should be coming and taking it. Wes Foderingham just didn't. He kind of came a little bit and then kind of got bullied to the floor. And then they had it in the back of the net. And like I said at the start, if that is your main goalkeeper, you're expecting them to come and take that, especially in the Premier League. And if the goalkeeper doesn't take it, we've usually got kind of like an Egan and we've got an O'Connell who can defend that. That shouldn't have gone in. It shouldn't have ended 2-2. But at the end of the day, I thought Preston were excellent. Preston were really, really good. And I just wish them luck for the rest of the season, because if they carry on playing like that, all they need is a really good goal scorer up top, and they've got a good chance of getting into the playoffs. Anyway, that's our final game. We've not lost one game in pre-season. We've not played the best of teams, but we certainly played Derby off the park. Flashes of brilliance today against Preston, but Preston were also great. It's still pre-season after all, so we're going to expect players not to put the ball in the back of the net when we're expecting them to. We've got to expect a few misplaced passes. But yeah, this is the last game, so I don't know what's going to happen from here, because look at this team. Obviously, we've got a few players on international duty, but I'd want McGoldrick in there 100%. Mousset is way off it fitness-wise, and way off it confidence-wise. I didn't mention the one-on-one that Mousset had. He went through one-on-one, excellent run, because Billy Sharp played it through. Their player ran out, tried to kind of play him offside. And as he was running, Mousset was running, and it looked like he just stayed onside. And he went through one-on-one. It was a slight angle, so it may have been slightly harder. It was on his right-hand side, so it would have been difficult to put it in kind of like his right-hand side. So he tried to put it across the keeper, and it was a really, really poor shot that kind of just went wide. So yeah, Moose has obviously got zero confidence at the moment. He went off injured. Looks like I don't know whether he twisted his ankle or he got stood on or something. I think it was a bit of a contact injury rather than like kind of being unfit or the problems that he's had with his hamstrings and stuff. So hopefully for the first game of the season, Mousset will be in and around the squad. I don't think he'll start. I really don't. I'm hoping that McGoldrick's fit and raring to go for it, because I really want McGoldrick to start. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I thought we again played quite well. It wasn't as dominant as the Derby game, but I actually think we played better than we did against Derby. And we obviously steamrolled Derby, but that obviously says how well Preston played. They were excellent. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to let me know downstairs what you thought to the game, it's always great to have interaction. I'll try and reply to as many people as possible, or heart them as I tend to do. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and stay Ingood Nick.
Look at that ping from Norwood. Makes other teams look no good. Yeah. We've got a team full of leaders. Alan Hill, Chris Wilder taught us. Right. Yeah, there was us on the tour bus. Yeah. Look how many goals Billy scored us. It's beautiful downtown Bromley Lane. We are the boys from Shore.